Hi, welcome back to the workshop for episode 37 of the Rickenbacker 620 12-string build. And in this episode, we're finally going to start to get some finish on this guitar. I've spent a lot more time sanding this since last time, and it is kind of pretty much where I want it to be. And I can't find anything else that needs doing now. All that grain filler has been sanded back. The back of the neck's all been finessed and made nice and smooth and lovely. And the headstock is kind of sorted out as well. So realistically, the only thing we need to do now is just bite the bullet and get some finish on this thing. So I'm a little bit pushed for time on this one at the moment. It's Tuesday evening now. Video's going up on Thursday evening. So that means realistically, I need to spend Wednesday evening editing, getting it all sorted out, getting it uploaded, etc, etc. So I need to get this done tonight. There is no way on earth I'm going to be able to do what I want to do in one evening. However, I'm a little bit split on this one. I'm in two minds how I want this finish to look. Happily though, I can kind of complete the first half of my plan, and if I like that, I can leave it at that. If I don't, I can then continue with the second half of my plan. But what that means is, if I do go for phase two, I'm going to have to leave it at least 24 hours to harden up before I can do all the masking stuff that I need to do. So we're not going to get all the finishing done in this episode, but to be honest, having come this far, I think it would be nice to devote a reasonable amount of time to the process. So my plan for this episode is to get the first step done. And the first part in that is making sure that all the bits we don't want spraying aren't going to get sprayed. So it's time to get some fine line tape out and some masking tape and just get everything taped up. Okay, so that's everything masked off. Quite a tricky little job that. It's a funny shape to do, but we got there in the end. So next up we need something to actually hang this up off so we can paint it. So I've just got a little cup hook, which we will put into the strap button location. And we want to make sure that this is in nice and tight. because the last thing we want is our lovely newly sanded guitar neck to hit the bleeding deck. So this, I guess, is ready to go. Okay, so I'll go handheld for a minute so I can show you what we've done in preparation in the shop. You can probably see there, if you were a regular in the shop, you would know that the floor very rarely looks like that. So I've had a very good thorough sweep up, cleaned as much of the loose dust as I can away, and then I've got my little temporary kind of collapsible spray booth set up. A little wire on the ceiling to hang it from. I've also made a little table out of my table saw, nice and clean with a bit of paper over so we're not getting any contaminants into the paint. And realistically, that's all we need to do now to get this up and running. Okay, so first things first, we'll get the base colour mixed up. And there's a lot of maple on this guitar, and I always think maple looks far too white when it's new. So I'm going to lay down a coat of amber over absolutely everything. I've only got a little bit of this, and I'm hoping a little bit is going to go a long way. I kind of know from experience that you don't actually need a huge amount on these guitars. Plenty of thinners into there. Give it a good mix up. Now at this stage it is quite important that you're kind of working as clean as you can, because you don't have to stress about getting little inclusions in your paint job out if you don't put them in the first place. Okay, so that's the first coat on. It looks a little bit patchy, but it's still kind of wet in places, so that's not helping. I'm quite pleased with the amount of figure that's showing on the top. You probably can't see it from this angle. I'll try and get a better shot in a minute, but all in all, I'm happy for that for the first pass. So I'm going to give that half an hour or so just to set up a little bit, and then we'll crack on and give it another coat. Okay, and there's the amber coat on. It looks an awful lot darker in these pictures from what I can see in my monitor than it does in actual life. I'm just wondering. There. I think that's more representative of the colour that I'm getting. It's really difficult to photograph, but I think you can see there is a little bit of movement in that wood, a little bit of figure, which is quite nice. Now, as I said earlier on, I'm unsure how I'm going to proceed with this. I'm going to leave this overnight and see how I feel about it in the morning. My initial thoughts were that I was going to do this as a fire glow type finish, so a red burst around it. Now, Rickenbacker, when they do theirs, it's a very deep burst. It only leaves like a little oval shape in the middle of the body. I'd probably do a slightly finer burst than that, but that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Let me know in the comments what you think. Hoping to get that done for the next video, but I have got quite a busy time coming up. It's Maker Central at the weekend here in the UK, so I'm going to be heading over to Birmingham for that on Saturday. So if any of you are there on Saturday, keep your eyes peeled, and if you see me, please come up and say hi. Always nice to meet people. Hopefully I will have enough time before then and on Sunday to get this done and get the video done for Monday morning. In either case, hit the like button if you enjoyed this, subscribe, etc. and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.